Oh, I wonder if it might have been my internet.
It still says it. Well, I've got like a little red thing saying it's recording here,
Well,
but
I
I
just
don't know
turned
if
it
that.
back on again,
Oh, well,
but
beautiful.
I don't know how long it was off. Oh, wow.
All of our secret conversations.
Well, it might not have been off for very long, but anyways, we're we're back wherever we went to.
No worries, man. We just solved all the world's problems. Sorry you guys missed it.
Yeah, too bad you weren't here.
No worries. We'll catch it again. You're talking about the catch 22 though of yeah, like wanting to support music and musicians in venues and places during the pandemic. It is tough for sure
Right.
because everyone deserves to survive, but it's difficult when there's when nobody wants to agree on the facts because they're uncomfortable,
Uh-huh.
and it's like it is time for leadership to help us embrace the facts and get along with them as best we can so that we can survive and get past them.
Right.
That's the best I can
And it
figure.
and it does seem that with the Biden administration, which I know is not everyone's cup of tea, but it does appear that there will be more stringent rules in place so that we can at least calm things down for the virus in the short term.
Yeah,
Uh, so we'll see how it goes.
it's a waiting game, and hey, it's a game that I hope we all win.
Yes. And it is good news that there is the possibility of vaccines, although how
Those,
much we can
those are the
trust
folks
them,
I'm
I don't know.
Well,
We'll
I'm
see.
super grateful to the folks who go and sign up to volunteer for that stuff. I mean, geez,
Uh-huh.
it would be many years down the road without them.
One
That's
of
a
my friends did.
that's an incredible service, man, to stand up and do that.
Mhm. Yeah. Uh, and I've just found out that two people I know have it this week.
We might be in the same circles. I know what you're saying. It's difficult at best, and the only thing you can really do is try to keep in touch with them and remember that brain fog is a real thing,
Right.
and be patient. Be patient and kind with each other.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
all we got.
I I think that this has the potential to, in the long run, bring the country a different kind of peace. Um, I mean, who knows what's going to happen? Everything is so nebulous at this point in time.
Yeah.
Um, but hopefully, we'll be seeing more world peace and certainly more peace for us as American citizens.
Yeah. Well, and it makes it easier I mean, easier is perhaps the wrong word, but it makes it a bit more efficient to move on to the next problems that need to be addressed and that we keep sweeping under the rug. I mean,
Right.
the system racism that is everywhere, but particularly in school, in housing, in incarceration, things like this really need to be looked at. And I think that perhaps there's a little more hope in me this week than there was last, that this is something that might actually be addressed without
Right.
people running off and joining groups that claim to be proud and boys and things of that nature. I still don't get any of that. I mean, it's fine. I'm sure they don't get me either, and that's okay.
Right.
But I'm also not threatening violence against them for being a weirdo.
Well, who would have thought a year ago that we would be dealing with a worldwide pandemic? Apparently, there are some epidemiologists that would have.
Yeah, I mean, it is in our history. It's one of those like 100-year flood, but instead of those that seem to
Right.
happen every year or two here, it's like, oh, a 100-year pandemic. Yeah, yeah, seems to fit.
And
We
here
agree. Yeah. I mean, and again, you can't. this is going to sound this is not a very popular stance to take, but I mean, you can't fault the virus. It's trying to live too. So we just got to realize that it's time to squash that thing. And we have it in our means to do so. It's just time.
Right. Yeah.
Time and best measures. And there's maybe a silver lining to all that anyway. I think about like, how usually around this time of year we'd be everybody, catching the flu. It's like, well, maybe if everybody's got themselves all washed up and, maintain a little distance, maybe we'll avoid that one too this year.
Well, I think more people actually got the flu shot this year too.
Fair enough.
Fear will make you do a lot of things that you say that you're not going to.
Yeah. Well, and maybe coming out of the end of it, I mean, like I said, I'm super happy about our record, and I know that like folks have been like in creative moments as well, being at home, and I look forward to seeing what folks come out with. What was your method of survival? What kept you sane? What music did you write? What did you paint?
Right.
And
Exactly.
I don't know who said it, but it's kind of resonated with me this last week or two. It's that art is to decorate space, and music is to decorate time. So I'm curious to see how all these things hang together, in the next few years to see what comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But you all got to stay alive so we can do this together.
Right.
Let's all do this together, for real.
That's the first challenge.
Yeah, man.
So, Carolyn, what have you and your husband been doing during the shutdown?
Oh, no, wait. Well, peppers too. Yeah, man, he's been working like mad in the backyard. He's got a great crop of peppers this year. But he's God, I'm trying to think. He must have planted somewhere around 300 trees or so far since he's been here, and
He's
they're
like a master gardener from what I've seen of the photos of your backyard.
he's pretty amazing, man. He just he's really into native plants, and has gone into the back of the park where we live, and has made sure to like reintroduce all the native species that the deer had predated down to nothing. So it's really beautiful to see native plants blooming. It's
Uh-huh.
kind of fun. Yeah.
Elise says, I thought he was going to give us bean recipes every week.
I know, but he hates social media so much. He's like, he likes to go see what folks are doing and have like some fun thoughts or some deep thoughts or something to make it. And it's just like, oh, what a wasteland. And I'm like, I know, I'm with you. But he does have a recipe coming up on our home live stream that we're doing the day after Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, he'll give you a couple of recipes. He's got a recipe for his magic hot sauce and cranberries.
Oh, good.
So yeah, tune in. I'll be talking all about that. Trust me, you won't be able to get me to shut up about that one.
And so there are a lot of budding musicians right now,
Good.
and they don't have, well, they do have YouTube to be able to study what other people are doing, how they're playing, that sort of thing. Uh, there isn't that live music experience for them to enjoy. Do you have any advice for them on how to get through all of this or how to prepare themselves for afterwards?
I don't know. I don't know that there's any good advice for that. I mean, you get together with people that you can when you can. You got some folks in your neighborhood that play. You live in Austin, chances are you got someone in your neighborhood that plays. I'm not saying that's going to be the most fun band you've ever been in, but it might be. You don't know. You don't know till you try.
Right,
Reach out and say howdy to some folks. I saw a thing on our little community board, like a youngsters looking to start a band, and it just made me so happy to think, all right, man, they're in a garage with your masks outside. I will be super happy to see that.
right.
So
That's how we
I
did it
reach
in the
out.
50s and 60s.
Yeah, just reach out. It's the best you can do. And yeah, take advantage of that YouTube rabbit hole, man. You can find some fine music, and sometimes the cameramen were hip, and you can see the finger positions just right.
That would be an important part of it.
I always love that about Austin City Limits. And I don't know if this is on purpose. I would imagine so, but it seemed to me that it's like every camera person, I think, must play that instrument because they know exactly where to go when people are playing. And that's always impressed me about that show.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, definitely tune into some of those.
For real. Yeah.
Hmm.
And they've had some great shows. Yeah.
God, so many over the years. It's great. The
Hmm.
archives are fine.
Hmm. I mean, even when it was basically just Austin musicians,
Hmm.
it was
For sure.
still amazing. That's why I call this our velvet rut. It's like
I
we
can get
have
to that.
an embarrassment of riches as far as musicians go.
Oh, yeah.
Musicians that would be in the top tier anyplace else in the United States, maybe like second tier here in Austin, because there are just so many talented people here,
Yeah.
songwriters, vocalists, piano players. It's like just look at the Chronicle Awards every year. Don't look at just the winners. Look at the field that winner was chosen from. Every single one of those people would be the cream of the crop. It's really something.
We're pretty spoiled. It's pretty fine, I
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
say. Ah,
Which
again, I
also
can't.
makes us a very jaded audience.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think my first few years of being here, I remember thinking like, I want to be useful. I want to be able to do something. And it's just like, don't force yourself. You've got to let that wheel roll over you. You're going to be a cog somewhere, but you don't know till it rolls over you where it's going to be.
Uh-huh. Um, one of one of the I don't want to classify it as best, but one of my favorite collaborations of yours has always been with Shelley King.
I love Shelley King.
Yeah, and that partnership has been a blessing for both of you. It really allows both of you to shine.
She is so fun and she's super generous. When she wants to do something musically, she's all in, all about it. And singing with her is like singing with an entire choir. It's like she just has this beautiful round vibrato. It just fills a room. It's so comforting. It's
Hmm.
like, yeah, singing with Shelley is like getting a big hug the whole time. It is just so fun and beautiful. And I love it because on the road we would just if she was touring in the Northeast and I was touring in the Northeast, we'd be like, oh, really? When's your flight? Can you change it? All right, then. And just, it's, I'll see you at Levon's. I mean, it's the common thing. And then there's tours where it's like, well, let's go do this as a duo. And we got to go tour Japan a couple of times like that. And it was just so fun and different, and
Uh-huh.
she's a great roommate and a great road traveling companion for sure.
And
And she just
how
had
did
her
you?
anniversary.
Ah, nice.
I know this because it's on my birthday. See, so I'll never forget her anniversary, and she'll never forget my birthday.
Yeah, I'm really lucky. I'll never forget Punxsutawney Phil.
There you go.
He may forget me, but I won't forget him. Uh, and so, how did you connect with the barn with Levon's place, Levon Helm?
Well, it's funny. It was the first time I think was in 2009. These folks had this thing, the Queens International Film Festival, that they decided they were gonna honor Levon, and according to Sandy and Barbara and a few other folks, Levon was of the opinion he doesn't go to award shows. He doesn't give a shit about any of that stuff. So no, no, it's not my thing. And then they were like, oh well, Christofferson's going to be there, and Hubert, someone's going to be there, and they're learning your songs. It's a great honor. And he's like, oh, okay, fine, I'll do it. So in addition to Christofferson and Hubert, there was also like myself and Guy Forsyth and a couple other folks that were all up there asked to do it. So it was very funny. I'd just been in Amsterdam and Belgium doing my annual birthday thing, and then I flew over and did the rock hall for the Janis Joplin tribute, which I think the poster's back there somewhere. And then the very next morning, flew to Woodstock. And in that amount of time, the people who had put together this film festival, it turns out, uh, the lady in charge of that particular show took the money and ran. And Levon was not going to have this because all these people had bothered to show up and were going to play this thing. In 48 hours, he decided to have us all up to his house and play a ramble, you know, a Sunday ramble at the barn
Uh-huh.
on Hubert someone's birthday. And pardon me. And there it was. And he was just so magic, that guy. It was just, he was so grateful that everybody was there. At the end of every ramble I ever went to, he was so full of life and generosity and kindness. And I wanted to be like that. Like, no matter how bad your day was, it doesn't matter. You got to play that set and you got to see everybody on that stage smile. And he gave it up for everybody on that stage, and then went around and said hello to everybody in the room. So so that was the first time, and then we went back five or six times after that, and then went and recorded part of a record there, and just I love everybody there. It's actually Sandy's birthday today too. This is a birthday week,
Wow.
so happy birthday, Sandy Helm. I love you.
And so now, you and Amy have done some shows together, have you?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
we've done a few, and she had this really cool project called Skylark, where so it was from Austin. It was me, Shelley King, Emily Gimble, Cindy Cash Dollar. Although Woodstock still claims her, I still claim her.
Me too.
Yeah, and then like Rachel Yamagata, and it was just and Amy obviously, and it was just so intense, and it got Nikki Bloomfield. I mean, it was or sorry, excuse me, Nikki Bloom. She was amazing. It was scary fun. And to think, Amy was just like, let's do this. This is going to be a series of 7 shows or whatever it was. We're all going to meet up here and learn these things. And it was great. Again, it's just getting to play with those folks is more than you can deserve or expect ever. So it's important to remember them. It still blows my mind. But I feel
Right.
like I'm bragging. It was really cool.
Well, I'm sure it was really cool.
They're
Yeah,
all
that
stellar players. I mean, it's just like, again, step it up. Here we go.
right. Yeah, I was sad when Cindy Cash Dollar moved back home, but I certainly understand it. It was just sad to see her leave Austin.
Well, knowing that she's with Harvey, and that's a serious love.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah, man.
She's
Moving
a
for
happy
love. You
camper.
can move for love. Don't move for anything else though, just for love.
Right. Well, Carolyn, I want to do a little bit of an ad here just to
Yeah.
let people know that, um, as I said in the beginning, Carolyn has generously asked to donate tips to the Continental Club Employees Fund. And thank you so much, honey.
Oh yeah. When we get to do this in person, that's all going in the tip jar anyway.
And you can find the employee tip jar by going to www.continentalclub.com/closed. That's the page where we have all the information about our closing, about the tip jars for Austin and for Houston. In fact, we have a Houston tip jar up there as well. Or you can buy our merch by going to continentalclub.com/Austin shop. And 100% of the profits of merch sales go to our employees. Also, James McMurtry, Blasted from the Past, his EP on Bandcamp, 100% of the proceeds go to the Continental Club employees.
That's so cool.
Steve Shook of Steve Shook Inc. Has done a Geek Life print of the Continental Club, which is stunning.
Gorgeous.
And he's donating 20% of his sales to us. And then we have Patty Griffin decided to do 3 residency shows, she called them, as live streams. And it's actually from the Continental Club stage, a closed
So cool.
set. And she's already done one, and she has two more coming up November 21st and December 5th. And they live stream at 7 p.m. Central, and it's $25 per show. And you can find that at the box office .mandolin / or no, it's boxoffice.mandolin.com. And then John Doe just announced that he's doing a tour of Travis County. And he's off with a show at Seaboys from the actual Seaboys show. Again, it's a live stream. There's no live audience. But that will be on the 19th. So right around the corner. And that also is through Mandolin. So you can go to boxoffice.mandolin.com and you can find the tickets for both John Doe shows and for Patty Griffin shows. And of course, Carolyn's donation to us is very much appreciated. Thank you, honey.
Absolutely, man.
And we're not closing. We deny any nasty rumors that say we are. We're still here. And we look forward to having Carolyn on our stage again.
I can't wait. That's going to be so
It's been too long already.
I tell you what, I'm in. As soon as we can, I'm in. And if I ain't the first one, I might be one of the first one to buy a drink. I'm at least good for that.
Right.
Yeah, and if y'all are looking for something to do after Thanksgiving, I strongly encourage y'all to come check out our live stream we're doing for homeaustin.org.
Absolutely.
Because there's so many bands. I mean, you know, like Delbert, Lucinda, Vintage Trouble. It's going to be crazy off the hook, and I'm super excited by it, and I hope that's okay. But yeah, homeaustin.org.
I just shared the Facebook link to it, I think yesterday.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I will be promoting that.
Billy Buck did like the best art. She's so cool.
I love live streams. I love live music too. I just won't promote it yet.
Soon, as soon as we can get out and do it for real and be safe, yeah. I'll be hollering from every hilltop I can.
Oh man, me too.
That's Psalm Hill first.
Well, Carolyn, thank you so very much for being with me today. It's such a pleasure to have you.
I love you. I wish I could hug you. So
I know. I wish the same thing. It's just not right. It's just not right. But it is what it is.
Yes, and we will be on the other side of it soon. I love you.
We will. And y'all out there, take care. Please be very careful. Wear your masks, social distance. If you're going to go out,
forgiving.
Be careful.
Yeah.
That's all.
Please.
I'm not saying don't go out. I'm just saying if you do, be careful. And and I've got a special show coming up on Friday. For Halloween, I had done an interview with Bill Monster Jones, who is Kathy Murray's husband, her guitarist in Kathy and the Kilowatts.
Yeah.
But what not everyone knows is that part of the reason that he is called Monster Jones is because he does monster garage kits.
No way.
And so he has this entire collection of Bela Lugosi's Dracula and all the different Frankensteins. And so he's got the lobby cards, he's got the movie posters, he's got the heads, he's got dioramas that he's built based on scenes in the movies. I mean, it's amazing. And
That's
so
awesome.
We did this whole thing and it was absolutely fabulous. And I'd never hit the record button and we had no recording of it.
Oh, dang it.
So that was at Halloween. And this Friday is Friday the 13th.
Perfect.
So we're doing a monster party on Friday the 13th with Bill Monster Jones. And we'll be doing another tour of his studio.
Killer, man.
Y'all join us if you can. I'll be putting up the link for that tonight.
Sweet.
So until next time, y'all take care. Carolyn, I love you.
I love you.
Bye.